Good morning, traders. Welcome to today's market review. This is Razak at CMTrading. Today is May 1st, 2014, first day of the month, and it is International Workers' Day, so somewhat of a lighter day internationally, mostly in Europe and Africa and some of the eastern countries. However, the United States doesn't celebrate it, so we still might see some action in the afternoon. So going into the economic calendar today, just to highlight a few things, the USD later today at 3:30 and 5 o'clock is the USD initial jobless claims and the manufacturing numbers coming out. Relatively a big number, but more importantly, at 10:55 tonight, German manufactured PMI. It's quite a late number, late time for a number, but it is generally moves the market because it is Germany, which is the largest and strongest economy in Europe. So that should have an effect. Again, tomorrow, major number coming in the U.S. USD non-farm payrolls. Okay, this is the biggest number of the month. The United States unemployment rate, and generally moves the market quite nicely. Okay, we saw, just to recap on yesterday, we saw a big move in the Euro USD after the chairman spoke yesterday, Chairman Yellen, on the interest rate decision. Really not interest rate decision any longer, but the flow of money. Because interest rate is really at zero. There have been multiple opportunities to scalp the euro, and like I've always said, if you take the more extreme ranges, okay, this is on an 8-hour chart. I was lucky enough to get this little move right here on the way down, this double top, okay, and to short it, didn't go against me. It was a little bit of a double top, tanked. And right before the number, you hit a threshold. Okay, it's incidentally, it's very interesting how these things happen right before a number. We were about just right here, and then they just took it off. The euro got much stronger against the dollar, and as a result, we saw a nice big move, which was about an 80 pip move on the way up, and a decent opportunity to get into it last night. After the number came out, and to hold it on the way up. Okay, we're edging closer to resistance at 139. We are edging closer to 139. 139 is a big number, so if we break this upper handle, I could see us challenging this yearly high. Okay, looking at the longer time frame, the euro, like I said, has multiple opportunities. It's not a trending market. It's not clean, but like I said, if you're scalping it and you're just playing the ranges, you could do very well trading the Euro USD. So let's just jump into the Dow Jones. Let's see how the market reacted to yesterday's big number. The market took off. Okay, initially we sold off in the morning, and then we retraced, made this double bottom, and now we're close to our upper high limits. Looking at a daily chart, look at where we are. Okay, like I said, we're going to hit these levels again. Because ultimately, I'm still very bullish on this. Law of motion states that they will continue going higher as long as there hasn't been a confirmation the other way. There hasn't been any confirmation on this on the Dow Jones. Every time we retrace back to these levels, we've always seemed to bounce back, bounce back, bounce back, bounce back. When you have sell-offs like this, it means that people are booking their profits. Major institutions said, hey, we bought back here, and we'd like to book some of our profits, okay? So they're taking money off the table, but at the same time, they're being very conscious of the fact that things could continue going up, and I believe so. I believe it's going to be so for the Dow Jones. It's going to continue going up. If, again, we look at a monthly chart, okay, this thing is off the roof. Okay, that is a very strong rally from here, and there shouldn't be anything that holds us back. We're going to the 17,500. I don't believe we're at an extreme on the high side yet. Some of the news outlets yesterday were saying that the market is due for a correction. I'm not so sure at these levels. There will be a point where indeed it will be overbought, but I'm not sure if we're there yet. Moving right back to the forex markets, the Aussie USD, again yesterday, tanked at that number, okay, which is the inverse relationship for the dollar, obviously. And we're back at these levels. Okay, we're back at the bottom of the range. We made a head and shoulders here, and let's see if we can continue this momentum on the way up. But you know, head and shoulders generally bearish, excuse me. So I could see ourselves, if we break the second shoulder at 92,459, we could see a further decline in the Aussie USD. Moving right along into the GBP USD. Again, looking at a weekly, it's really breaking higher, you know, flirting on the higher end. Just to look at an hour's chart from yesterday, boom, consolidate, boom, consolidates, boom. Makes these higher highs, make these big buying opportunities, and if you're looking to really buy the pullbacks, you can really maximize on profits on the long side. See, it's a beautiful chart. I believe on the 8-hour chart we have an actual, so that's better, okay? Really a beautiful chart right up. Every time he takes it up, it continues to go higher. I would continue to buy the pullbacks. Again, I wouldn't be as aggressive and just make sure that I put stop losses because it has rallied tremendously over the past year. Moving back into gold, well, what happens when the Dow Jones goes up? Golds usually go down. So we saw this drop yesterday from 1286 to about 1230. It's a $3.50 drop, but it's continuously showing its weakness. On the downside, let's see how much more we have. We're actually on support right now, on one level of support. Next level of support would be 1279, which I think is a much more important support. I'm looking at a longer time range. All right, 1289, 1279, because this was previous resistance, so I would say this is a much stronger support level at 1280, 1279 for either a potential bounce in order for it to consolidate. Remember, it came down from 1382, completely tanking, and then rallied a little bit back at 1330, and now it's at 1300, and then testing this lower range here at 1285. So again, if the markets do continue to go up, I would expect gold to actually go down. But it's a little bit trickier because of what's going on in the Ukraine, which is a wild card right now. Internationally, investors are not really sure what's going to pan out between the U.S. and Russia as the showdown continues. It feels like we're right back in 1980. In general, things should be trading well today. I would keep an eye out on the Euro USD again as the numbers come out of the United States later this afternoon. Let's see if gold continues to go down. The Dow Jones will be open today, so you can trade it in the afternoon. I wish you guys a great trading day. This is Razak at CMTrading. Bye-bye.